to Some Good Tea, where we drink some tea and we share some tea. I'm your host, Katie Bresnahan, and today I'm going to be sharing some tea with Lacy, my good friend. Say hi, Lacy.
Hello.
The tea that we're enjoying today is called Rooibos Chai. It's a very savory tea. It's got a lot of like cinnamon flavor undertones in there. I like to put honey with this tea. You can add creamer to it if you're feeling adventurous. But this is a very like fall forward tea. It's really rainy today, so I felt like it was a good choice for us today. So we'll see how you feel about it.
See if it's good.
If it's any good at
all.
all.
I take this first sip and burn my mouth.
Don't burn your mouth off.
Yeah. It tastes like one of those like packets you get in the fall.
Like a potpourri packet?
Not a potpourri packet.
Okay.
But that like it's got that cinnamon in it.
Yeah.
But kind of like you just stuck your face in one of those.
Yeah. Like
it went in your
this
mouth.
Is like if you went to, like Michael's or Hobby Lobby, in the fall when everything just smells like cinnamon and like it's very chai, right? You've got like nutmeg and other things where it just smells like that in the whole store. This is like that in a cup.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it very much. I hope you enjoy it. So that's what we're going to be enjoying today. And we're going to be talking about the ends of stuff. We're going to be rolling our 20-sided dice to see what questions each of us end up with, but it should be interesting. I think it should be interesting.
We'll see.
Would you like to ask a question first, or do you want me to be asked first, since I forced you to come here?
You can ask me one for sure. We'll do that. I'll be adventurous.
All right. We'll roll our dice, see what we get. Oh, okay. That is a 14. What is the like most wild or weird story that you have relating to moving out of somewhere?
Moving out of somewhere?
Yeah, it could be like any time you or your family has moved, you and your roommates, a time that you moved out and like it was just wild.
I don't know if I've had like any super wild move outs. Oh, I'm trying to think.
Did you ever have like a like awkward drama with a roommate that you had to get rid of?
No, I was lucky that I never had like a terrible roommate.
Oh, that's nice.
That I hated. So I had a roommate that I was staying in my house, and she was always kind of off by herself.
Yeah.
Didn't really come around much, just kind of. But we had lots of fun. Yeah. She was never like someone that I would go through and spill my darkest secrets to. But like I thought we were really good friends.
But she was like chill.
Yeah.
Sounds like. Yeah.
She was really chill.
She wasn't like a gross roommate or awkward or a ghost roommate. She was just chill.
Yeah. And then she got really mad when I asked her to, before you leave, could you help me clean the common areas? She's like, I don't use the common areas. I'm like, you cook food. You've sat on the couch. Yes, I use it more. Yeah. And I gave her a list of things, and she was like, gave me a list of things to do? That's not normal. I'm like, I've literally had that every single time I've moved out of an apartment. Yeah. I have always had a list of things to do. Like, and then the landlord comes with the like white glove
and they go and they check things.
Yeah.
It's just part of what you do.
Yeah.
So make sure you get your deposit back. Like I've had to scrub baseboards and shiz, like.
And I kind of just gave her, like, sort of that list. I don't know if I went to baseboard level, but I was like, could you help me clean the fridge or clean the microwave? Like, do a last vacuum. Like, yes, she's like, I'll definitely clean my room. And she did.
Okay, that's good.
But I also gave her a list of other things, and she was just like, no.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, well, I know I use this other space, and it's probably just going to get dirty in a week. But I would like some help.
Like contribute just a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like
she
some of-
helped to make it dirty
Yeah, you
by
use the
existing
microwave.
in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So she like refused.
yeah.
She didn't clean anything at all except her room?
She did clean a little bit, but I gave her the list like a month or two in advance.
Oh gosh.
And she did it like the next day, the day before she moved out in a huff.
Dang.
And so she
Like,
didn't do as well as
dang.
I probably would have liked. But then after she left, she's like, yeah, let's get together. Let's do this stuff.
Awkward.
And then literally every time she messaged me after that was like, hey, can you sit my dog?
Oh my
hey,
gosh.
Can you bring me this? Hey, can I come bring my dog over to your house?
Oh my gosh.
Like acclimatize it or whatever you call it to your horses so that it's
oh my word.
Because there's this time that you need to make your dog okay with everything and you have horses and that's all I care about.
Oh my gosh. So, wait, did she have this dog when she was living with you too?
No, she had the dog afterwards because we weren't allowed to have pets.
Yeah. Well, that's probably good because she probably wouldn't have cleaned up after it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
she was using you, girl.
I feel like I never really talked to her. Like I tried to reach out in good faith after that and be like, yeah, sure. Cool. Like the first couple times I'm like, sure, I'll do it or I'll do this. And it was like 5 to 10 times. It was a lot of like, will you come do this for me? I'm like, what am I, your dog sitter? Like,
oh my gosh.
And every time I tried to be like, let's hang out besides this. I still cared.
And she would like,
she'd be like,
disappear.
No, I'm not available that day. I'm not feeling well. I'm tired. Like every excuse. And
oh my gosh.
I was trying to be really nice because I never thought we were bosom friends, but
you were just being friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd lived for
I have so much like residual PTSD vibes from this because I have several friends who like the only interactions I get from them is like, do you want to sit my dog? I hate that so much.
Do you want to check to see if my dog is sick?
It's like as soon as they're like, oh, this person is nice and they also like animals. Oh, they'll definitely want to like babysit my animal or train my animal or do this thing for my animal. And it's like, well, like I'm happy to help out a friend.
Yeah.
But there's got to be some reciprocation.
Yeah. Like a friend that we're hanging out with like every couple months. Doesn't even have to be every week.
No, but like you stay in touch.
Yeah.
And like if life happens and she can't make it to the thing, it's not every single time.
Oh, you want another awkward really thing that happens?
Yes, spill the tea.
Okay. Yes. So she was planning on getting married like the whole time we lived together.
Oh gosh, how long were you together then?
Like I think it was 1.5 years.
Oh my word.
Yeah, it was a long.
Was she dating someone and they just were like?
They would never propose. They were one of those that dragged their feet to propose. So
that's
like
awkward.
while living together, I'm like, yeah, I'll go to your wedding. I'll go and be a part of it. And I was so excited to do that. And I would have.
Yeah.
I showed up. She gave me the day of her bridal shower.
Yeah.
And then I put it in my calendar and then realized like the day of, no one had sent me any information.
No.
0 information.
Oh my gosh.
So I like messaged her and I'm like, I put it in my calendar. It's today. When is it happening?
Where am I supposed to go?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
And so I went, I showed up, got there late because
nobody said anything.
Yeah, I had a time, but I didn't have a location or anything.
So awkward.
And I just felt so, like, it almost felt like I had.
Like they pity.
I interrupted coming.
Ooh.
Like I wasn't like quite there and invited, and I didn't get like the dress code.
There was a dress code?
It was like fancy in a park.
Oh,
thing that like I didn't really know.
Like they
what was
needed
happening.
to give you heads up.
Yeah.
So that you could be prepared.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And so then later when the wedding came around, I was like, it was in Washington.
Oh, wow.
I didn't care taking a trip to Washington.
No.
I didn't care. I thought we were
you
good
guys
enough.
were not close. At this point, it's very established that you were not close enough for you to fly to another state.
Yeah.
For a wedding when they didn't even bother to tell you the location of the bridal shower that they invited you to.
Yeah, and it was
oh my word.
And she told me when the wedding was, and she's like, "Oh, maybe you could come if you wanted to."
Yeah.
But like, there was even, I'm not sure you could come to this part of the wedding because of numbers or something. Weird. And so like, I wouldn't have been able to go to everything. And I'm like,
but then you're in like a fully another state. It's not like you could go down the street really quick and say hi at the reception or something. It's like, oh no, I'm fully like here.
Yeah.
For at least the day.
Because if she had cared more about me than just like, will you babysit my dog, I would have like, I would have gone like 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%.
That's nice. It's fun. But, wow,
didn't feel like she wanted me at all.
It's really awkward.
It was really awkward.
Oh my gosh, that was a good story. That was a good moving out story.
It was just more the awkwardness after.
Yeah. Are you guys still in touch, or mostly just like?
She messaged me.
Was it about her dog?
No, she's thinking about buying a horse. And she's like,
shoot.
What do I look at a horse? Will you look at this ad for me and see if it's a good horse? That's the last time.
So it's still just, hey, will you do this thing for me?
Yeah, it's still like, hey, I'm getting a horse, and you're the last one I knew that knew horses.
That knew anything about horses.
So
oh my gosh.
I'll message you.
Yeah. Wow. That's pretty good.
But at that point, she'd moved back to Washington. So
she was still in Washington then. So you couldn't even have really helped her with this horse.
Yeah. After she got married, she moved to Washington.
Yeah.
So.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad she like kind of cleaned things for you.
Kind of.
That was nice.
Kind of.
That was nice. Dang. Well. Would you like to roll the dice now?
For you?
Yes, please.
Let's see. 4.
That was a 4.
4 and 14 is what we're going with today.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, I don't even know if I want to answer this question. I
thought this was your podcast.
I know. I know, it's terrible. So because we're talking about the end of stuff, right? So this is the end of the world. Right?
Oh, okay.
The apocalypse has happened. Bum, bum, bum. The question is like, where do I fit in the apocalypse and the end of the world? So I've thought about this because I feel like I have a profession which will remain nameless, that is frequently shown in apocalypse movies as being like, oh, this is the person that you want on your team or whatever. You need to go find this person because they'll help you or whatever. I really don't want to be that person.
I don't want to be the one with the knowledge.
No, it's bad enough. It's bad enough. So like, I feel like I would land in like one of two camps. Like I either want to die immediately, like zombies, asteroid, whatever, explosion happens, nuclear war. Like I would love to just be like, boom, gone instantly, because then it's like peace.
Then you don't have to deal with the aftermath.
Yeah, then I don't have to deal with anybody's problems. So I would love to become a statistic and just not have to deal with humanity at that point. Or I want to be the like hermit that has a bunker in the hillside and just subsists off the land underground that nobody knows about, and just I have my life. I would like live my life in this bunker underground. I would love that because nobody would bother me. That's mostly what I would want in the apocalypse if it were to happen. I have not purchased a bunker or
made plans for that?
No, I haven't made any plans or prepared in any way, which I mean, I guess that's my bad.
Because you don't own your current home, you can't start digging underneath it.
No, it's partially, so it's kind of, it's kind of in the side of a hill, and so it's partially I guess you could call it a bunker if you really have a big imagination.
Maybe the bottom floor a little bit?
Yeah, so the bottom floor is underneath the hill that the top floor is sitting on top of. It's a weird townhome, you guys. But I like it, and I don't know. I guess if I had the right equipment,
you could bust a hole
I
through
could,
the wall.
yeah, I could just keep drilling into
the hillside.
and just make a Hobbiton situation going on.
I guess at the end of the world, rental contracts and
doesn't really apply,
doesn't matter,
right?
So yeah.
Yeah. So, but then I would have to I'd have to build the bunker, and I'd also have to have all the stuff to put into the bunker. And I think if it's already happened, then it's not really useful. If you can't tell, I'm not really a doomsday prepper. I'm not really prepared for that scenario. So I think I'm kind of banking on dying immediately.
You're going for the death option.
I'm going for the peace out, I want to get off this bus option.
Yeah.
I just feel like I would be happier that way. Like, unless I can live in a situation where people aren't going to bother me for my like technical skills or whatever, then I don't want to deal with you guys and your war or your zombies or whatever martial law is going on. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of it right now. I don't like people bringing me their problems right now. So, yeah, that's where I see myself in the apocalypse. Dead.
Yeah.
There's that question. I don't know if you would like to also answer that question, or if you've thought about like where do you envision yourself? You know,
I kind of would go hide in the woods or the mountains.
Yeah.
I think I'd be that person that just like lives off the land.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, I know my drive to be with people. I'm not a good hermit person.
Yeah,
either.
I feel like you'd have like a tight-knit community.
Yeah.
Around you. I don't know if you would be like the leader, but you would be like the glue that brought people there.
Yeah. I'd bring people like, hey, let's go into the woods and let's just go hide.
Like, I know this place.
Yeah.
Nobody knows this hike that I did this one time for this endurance ride. Where we went off the side of a mountain. But
basically.
But like, oh, we could survive here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
And, like, being that person. Would be nice.
See, now that no one talks about the death option.
But it's great though.
But I think now that you put the death option out, like, think of all the PTSD you'd miss out from.
For real though.
You don't have to watch all your friends die. You just were the dead one.
You were just one of the bodies that was in the background of the panorama shot that was like, look at all this destruction. You were just one of the people that was like, what?
Yeah. No PTSD. Like, no, none of those like flashback scenes later in the movie where you're like,
you don't have to worry about like, is this water clean? Am I going to get a parasite? Or like, how much radiation have I been exposed to? Or like, is this person going to bite me and give me a weird thing? Like,
or when are the crazies going to find us in this community?
Yeah. Or, because like everybody always had like the looting and stuff, like all the violence, all the craziness, the clan mob mentality. Like, you don't have to deal with any of that shiz.
Yeah.
You just are like, bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm not shying away from the death option.
I'm glad I converted you. Oh gosh, that's funny.
Let's grab more of this tea.
It is good tea, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It is very good tea. Yeah, like I really do feel like, and of course it depends on your belief system and your feelings about death, but I feel like I will not talk about my profession, but I'm frequently exposed to death and suffering and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very comfortable with the idea of death. I'm not scared of it. And if I had the option, like whether or not you believe in an afterlife, I think I'd rather be dead than alive and dealing with like a miserable situation.
Mm-hmm.
Or like sick, or you have PTSD and the world's falling apart and like everything's terrible.
Yeah.
I would rather peace out. I just don't like having to fix other people's problems.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh. Cool. Well, glad I could convert somebody. Only in the case of the end of the world. Wow, you guys, what a like dark
dark turn.
That was a dark episode. Well, I mean, we did decide that we were going to be talking about the end of stuff, and the end of life is one of those things.
Death is an end.
It is. It is an end. Some would say that it's also a beginning, but it is a form of an end for sure. For sure. Well, I think if you wanted to, we'd have time for one more question.
If you want to do one more,
you want to do one more? Okay,
sure.
All right. I shall roll my sparkly dice. Oh snap! You see that?
That is a 9.
9. Ooh, this is a fun question. So you're gonna quit your job, and this can be a hypothetical, or this can be like a real thing that you did. Either one, I think it would be great. You're gonna quit your job. How do you go about it? Like all stops are out. Like any scenario that you want. How do you quit your job?
I'm too nice. I'd probably just
she's too nice. She is too nice.
You want to get some like crazy thing that I would do, but I would probably just like my current job I care about a lot, and so I'd probably
you have a really good job. It's
I would
very
probably
nice.
give more than a 2 weeks notice to help them get document all I know, because I've been there one of the longest, so I have that knowledge base.
You know how much it sucks when people just are like, bye.
Oh, I've had people peace out on me, and I've had to deal with the lack of knowledge and building it all up from scratch.
Having to start with someone new last minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would make sure everything was well. I'd probably spend my last month just like documenting the crap out of everything.
Yeah, making sure there's like stuff for people to pick up on, so that it's not just like, what are we supposed to do with this? I don't even know.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my current job. That's what I would do.
Yeah, your current job is great. Like your current job is really good. I think they take good care of you. You've been there for a little bit now.
Oh, there was a job once that I was ready to walk out that day on.
Oh snap. Okay. Tell me about that.
That one was, I was working for a Girl Scout camp up in the mountains.
I feel like camp jobs have like the equally most hilarious stories, as well as the most like what the F kind of stories that happen at camp jobs.
So we were working at a Girl Scout camp.
Okay.
And so at this Girl Scout camp, I was a horseback riding counselor.
Yeah. So
I was teaching girls how to ride. And so I was probably 19 at the time. So I wasn't
not like super young, but still kind of.
I was on the younger end of
like the.
I was actually probably middle to younger of the staff.
Okay.
Age. And so I was just like a regular horseback riding counselor, had no authority. And so they brought in a guy.
Oh.
And that guy couldn't do a lot of the regular stuff. Like we were assigned to a group of girls that we had to sleep with. And the guy couldn't sleep.
He cannot do that job. No.
So there was just a lot of extra stuff that we had to do just because
he couldn't.
We were women and he was a guy.
Yeah, he couldn't do those steps to support your campers,
But then he took that to another level that like he would just sit around and ask us to do things.
Ooh.
And then he got the ear of the campground director and was telling her how we weren't working. And
what?
You know me a little well. Like, I'm not a lazy person.
No.
I'm not perfect.
I would say that you are the opposite of a lazy person. Yeah, you're very dedicated.
Yeah.
Even if it's something that's not like your favorite thing, like you get stuff done.
Yeah. So there was a little drama about people that were like saying, this guy is telling us to do everything and isn't doing anything himself. He's kind of sitting around, and he was telling the opposite story, and she was more believing him.
The he said, she said, literally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So one day she brought us into her office, the camp director, and she's like, stop being little bees. And I was like, number one, don't swear at me for like something I didn't do.
Yeah.
Like, and she was just like so mad at us, and he was sitting there just looking happy.
Oh my gosh, I hate him so much. I don't even know him.
We like walked out at that moment. Ew. And a couple of us were standing together like, we could just walk out today.
Oh my gosh.
Like, they'd be up a creek.
Yeah, they would be screwed.
They don't care about the work that we're doing anyway, so let them deal with it.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I would have felt the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it's understandable, you know, he would get used to not doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
But then he totally took advantage of that whole situation.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Like, he's like, you go watch the girls as they scoop poops in the pen, because, you know, girls won't do that unless you're right there. Like, keep going, girls.
Oh, my gosh.
So he'd make us do that while he sat around. It's like, well, we stayed up till 1 a.m. the previous morning with a screaming girl. Did you do that? No.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. No. But you stuck it out?
Yeah, eventually some right people told the camp director, like, this is not the story.
Yeah.
And it came out. So,
and
he was fired.
I was going to say, did they get rid of him?
Yeah, he was fired.
Did. Well, good. Oh, gosh. That whole situation makes me, my feminist side really upset.
Yeah.
I don't really consider myself a feminist, but for sure that would make me really ticked.
The only guy in a Girl Scout camp is never
it's not a good formula for
I don't think
success.
It's ever worked.
No.
So
I mean, and I don't know. They'd have to be very specific circumstances and
a specific man.
A specific guy. Yeah. And you can't just slack off and take advantage of people like that.
No.
Whether you're a guy or a girl or anybody in between. Like, that's not cool.
No.
Oh gosh.
So that one I would have left with like just no remorse. I would have just been like, bye.
So would you have just like packed up your stuff and left?
Yeah.
Would you have done something? Some people like to.
I don't know if I would have done anything. I just know like me packing up and leaving would have left them in enough of straits that they didn't need me to do anything else.
Yeah.
Because how are they going to run the writing program?
Yeah. If you're gone.
If I'm gone.
You're the head person that takes care of it. And if you left.
Yeah.
What would they do? They would have nothing. They'd have horses and people that didn't know how to work with horses.
Yeah. Like we were already down like one person.
Oh gosh.
Like,
so you were already short-staffed.
Like, so like we were working our tails off. So I'd feel bad for anyone that left, but everyone was mad. So I think we're all going to leave together anyway. So.
Wow. I mean, yeah, I can have a strong message. I'm glad they eventually like listened though.
Yeah, they did.
That turned out okay.
So I did walk out.
That was good. It was a good story. We got some good tea.
Yeah.
We got some good tea. Well, fun guys. I think that's about all we have time for today. But thank you, Lacy, for joining us. That was really fun. Hopefully we are ending on a little brighter note.
Yeah.
Than about the apocalypse. But thanks so much for listening, guys, and we will talk at you later.